Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Please remain standing as we invocate Almighty God's presence in our midst, and we'll say the sonority prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, participants, members of the media, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Tassa Association, and of the National Tassa Rama prize-giving function here this afternoon. And we are so very privileged after 2 years of not having physical prize-giving function. We are here today. We must thank Almighty God. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. One for being in the presence of one another, and the other one for life, which is very, very important that we all are here, and thanks to the grace of Almighty God. Today, as we celebrate in the prize-giving function of the artists who have performed and performed so excellently at the Fun Splash Big Yard Dong Debe on the 22nd of August, 2022, we say thank you, and as you are here, today is your day. Today is the day that you will receive your just reward. And we must compliment the people that you will hear who have made this possible. So with this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize the President of the Couva Point Research Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Mukesh Ram Singh. Give him a round of applause. And it is in his leadership that we are in this chamber here carrying out this function this afternoon. So thank you, President Mukesh. Ladies and gentlemen, it was with great pleasure I now call on the President of the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago to bring a welcome address. Let's put our hands together as we welcome Dr. Vijay Ramlal Rai.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Master of Ceremonies, I want to just spend a minute to read out my guests here. I wouldn't be able to say all protocols observed. I do think I want to say that tonight, because it is our distinct pleasure and honor to have quite a beautiful head table for the first time of representing lots of sponsors and supporters of the National Tassa Rama. Before I go further, just for a little background, this is the only competition that is recognized as the national competition for the instrument in Trinidad and Tobago. The National Tassa Rama has been going on for 21 years, non-stop except for the year between for the COVID. I want to recognize the importance of the instrument. I want to let you know that I think after this year's support that you will be hearing and seeing from our representatives here this evening, that it will be something that we hope will grow from strength to strength. As we all know, the Tassa instrument has been created 100% with materials from the country of Trinidad and Tobago. And I mean materials, every aspect of the instrument are local materials. And that is something we are so proud of. It's also one of the instruments that is used 7 days a week throughout the year. It is also known as the instrument from birth to death because it is used extensively for weddings, weddings, functions, parties, death as well. Yes, there's particular hands that are used for death ceremonies. Particular hands are used for when a child is born, etc. And of course, there is hands that are used for when you're having protests. Yes, they do use it for protests as well. So it is used extensively throughout the year in absolutely every occasion. Tassa are used, even in the carnival for years. It is now used as part of the steel band instruments. They are incorporated in certain bands. They are also used as rhythm sections with rhythm bands and so on. So it is a living instrument. It is used 7 days a week, believe you me. And bands are here who can tell you that they've got jobs all during the week, every day, for different things, you know. So we are happy, and I just wanted to say those things because it's very important for us to know the importance of it. We, of course, as the Tassa Association, have recognized the importance of the steel pan instrument as our first national instrument. And we make this call every year, even at the finals, when we have hundreds and thousands of people, we still ask and we still say that one day we hope that we will recognize the Tassa as our second because of the complexities and because of its 100% local input into the instrument that is what we call Tassa today. And you would see the history of the Tassa has been evolving from where it was to where it is now. As a matter of fact, there's apps that are made now playing Tassa, you know, so it is quite a moving forward instrument in terms of where we go with it. It is also one of the exporting, just like pan, Tassa is exported around the world. People order Tassa instruments from Trinidad. We have persons here who actually make the Tassa to export and so on. We have people who order particular types of instruments with particular skins, because you have the goat skin and you have the deer skin and so on that are used, and it's got certain rhythms that varies depending on what skin you use. It's sort of complicated. Also, in Tassa, there are different, what we call hands. So there are a number of hands, and I'm not sure if the Chief Judge is here tonight, but Mr. Puri around, he may have an opportunity to probably explain the different hands, but it is something that is done quite extensively. Also, one of the good things about the competition is that in this national competition, there is a hand called an original hand, which means that each Tassa band has to create a new piece for 2 minutes or 3 minutes every year. Like in Calypso, you have to come with a new song. Right, in the Tassa Rama, you have to come with a new hand called the creative hand, and that is very important. The audience and the judges and everybody look forward to that because they want to hear if there is something new happening. So all these things are happening with the Tassa instrument. But I now want to go and recognize our special guest here this evening, of course, the Master of Ceremony, who was also a former president of this chamber, Mr. Ramchan Rajbal. We want to thank you very much for helping us here this evening. I want to also recognize the Human Resource Manager from Point Lisa's Nitrogen Limited, Ms. Lorraine Charles. She sits right in the front there, most beautiful lady. Also, we have Marketing Manager from Xtra Foods Limited, Mr. Daniel Austin. And, you know, with the name Austin, we used to have a Cambridge car too, so Austin and Cambridge. So, one of our members who are not here right now, and he's on his way, Mr. Wendell Eversley, he will probably join us in a while. I also want to recognize the president, most importantly, the president of this building, the Couva Point Lisa's Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Mukesh Ramsing. Well, I know his dad more than I know him, but I know him now, Mukesh Ramsing. Also, I want to recognize the curriculum coordinator for the visual and performing arts from the Ministry of Education, Miss Marcelin Peters, who I know on another field, but she will be getting involved with us this year for Carnival, because we are now doing the school's national Tassa Rama for schools in Carnival. So that is another very new event that Ministry of Education is supporting us on. I also wanted to recognize and thank the Director of the Economic Research Planning Unit of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Michael Bing. Right? He's representing the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, Minister. I also want to recognize, well, this one, I'm not sure if we could say too much of a recognition because this falls right at home here. The Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Mrs. Sati Jamraj, who is sitting here with us. And those few names that we have recognized, who you all will be getting greetings from them on after me. So I want to thank you very much and make sure that we have a lovely evening. And don't forget, we also have some refreshments, so we make sure you don't leave without all of that. First Citizens Bank, I'm so sorry, the manager from Couva and the operations person, I want to apologize. I'm not seeing it here, but you know why? Because it was a late entry. So nonetheless, but First Citizens Bank, we can't go and our account is with First Citizens. So we want to thank you very much, ma'am, for being here with you and your colleague for gracing us. And I'll call Mr. Frost and apologize to him personally. Okay, so I want to thank you all very much. And with those few words, I want to thank you and ask the MC to continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rai, for that welcome address. So, Tassa players, you see the type of personnel we have here attending your function, contributing to your function. It means that you have been doing something very good. So let's give them a lusty round of applause for their presence here this evening. Just a little wise one that, you know the different hands that you play and you get accustomed with the hands, right? It is you have to be very careful for the spouse of a Tassa player when he's angry and he said, don't let me hit your hand, you know, or let me give you a hand. You know, that could be very detrimental in that home. Because there's a number of hands, they call the different type of plays hands, right, as the president just explained. So as we go along, we will get some of the different types of hands from the winners. As we continue with the program, ladies and gentlemen, we want to call, because it's a long list of greetings here, and I know the important factor of today's event is for you receiving your prizes. So at this time, it gives us great pleasure to call on Miss Lorraine Charles to bring greetings coming from the Point Lisa's Nitrogen Limited, the Human Resources Manager.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mirage. Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Ms. Sati Jamraj, Director of the Economic Research and Planning Unit at the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Michael Bing, representing the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, President of the Couva Point Lisa's Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Mukesh Ramsing, President of the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Vijay Ramnalral, Vice President of the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Wendell Eversley, who will be joining us, Curriculum Coordinator for the Visual and Performing Arts, Ministry of Education, Ms. Marceline Peters. Marketing Manager of Xtra Foods Limited, Mr. Daniel Austin. Fellow sponsors, specially invited guests and awardees, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my distinct honor to represent Point Lisa's Nitrogen Limited at the 2022 National Tassa Rama prize-giving function. Point Lisa's Nitrogen Limited, or PLNL, as we are affectionately known, is an ammonia manufacturing facility at North Caspian Drive, Point Lisa's, close to the Cali Bay area. As a responsible corporate entity, PLNL upholds an efficient work environment that values our stakeholders as well as employees at all levels. The company aims to achieve this by maintaining core values such as integrity, accountability, collaboration, respect, and innovation. It is in this vein that PLNL chose to sponsor the first prize at Tassa Rama 2022, as we understand the value of cherishing tradition and the power of culture to positively impact us. PLNL has also sponsored training and instruments for junior players at the secondary school level. Music has the power to unite people under the banner of love, nation building, and heritage. Music has the power to heal and to guide, the power to teach, and the power to unite. Tonight, as we celebrate the winners, we recognize all the participating bands and all parties whose hard work and dedication have made this event possible. PLNL is committed to building sustainability as we work together to engage future generations to treasure their heritage. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Charles. Let's hear it once more for Ms. Charles. And these are the people in our neighborhood, corporate citizen friend. As we continue the program, ladies and gentlemen, next to bring greetings is the Marketing Manager of Xtra Foods Limited, Mr. Daniel Austin. Let's give him a round of applause as he makes his way on stage.
Thank you, there, Master of Ceremonies. Well, tonight, I certainly don't want you all to be staying back too late, so I'm going to go right ahead and state all protocols observed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Secondly, well, today I was asked to give a speech, and this speech took me 3 hours, but I said that seeing I'm coming all the way from Endeavour to the lovely people of Couva and surroundings, this speech have to be probably about 1 hour long, just for you guys. Well, I'll begin by stating on behalf of the management and staff of Xtra Foods, I would like to congratulate the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago for keeping culture in the form of Tassa alive, and I think they deserve a hearty round of applause. Secondly, I would like to take this opportunity to pledge Xtra Foods' continued support of the Tassa Association on building communities and doing what we do best. When William Shakespeare would have said, "If music be the food of love, play on." Oh, it came over my ear like a sweet song that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Oh, no more. 'Tis not as sweet as it was before. When William Shakespeare said that, I think he was speaking about Tassa. Would you all agree? Lastly, allow me to take this opportunity to firstly wish the Tassa Association, and by extension Trinidad and Tobago, a happy, Merry Christmas and all the best in 2023. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Do enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Daniel Austin. Ladies and gentlemen, Extra Food says unbeatable prizes for this Christmas. That is a free marketing. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have on the program here, as I said, the president of the Couva Point Leases of Chamber of Commerce, a chamber that is the cheapest membership fee to pay to join this chamber. It can match anyone, and it's unbeatable in the membership price. Plus, the rental of here is very, very interesting. It's something that you'll grab to if you have a wedding, a function, a birthday, whatever line. You have spaces to accommodate small, medium, and large. I'm saying that as one of the immediate past president, and I know when Mukesh time is up, he will say the same thing. All right? So let's put our hands together as we bring on Mr. Mukesh Ram Singh to bring greetings on this special occasion.
Pleasant good evening again to everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Rajbal, my former president, and like he's never stopped being a president and marketing the chamber. Thank you very much. Everything I've learned in the last 3 years serving under Mr. Rajbal, I've brought it to my tenure as president now. So thank you very much. I'd like to recognize the president of the Tassa Association, Dr. Vijay Rai, and please allow me, in the interest of time, to say all other protocols observed. Thank you very much again for having me here to just bring a few greetings to you. I'm not so musically inclined, but I do love Tassa. I love the infectious sound, and I love to see the reactions at a Manticore night or a cooking night of what takes place when those drums start to beat. And you see people dancing a certain way that it's very entertaining to look at, although I can't dance like that. But sometimes you see some very interesting moves that Tassa creates when it starts to beat. And that is one of the things I love about it. But my background is really from the Couva Chamber. And the Couva Chamber is a business chamber. So I can't speak much about the music itself. But what I can say is that other than a musical instrument, and it's a hobby, I know it's a source of income or an additional income for you Tassa players. It's also an enjoyable hobby that you can make some money from. And with the hard work and effort that the Tassa Association is doing to keep the Tassa alive and also promoting it and continuously promoting it, is continuously bringing new people into a source of earning income. And I take that very seriously. But I would like to issue a challenge. I heard the president said that 21 years they're doing the national Tassa competition. Why can't we, after 21 years, not move it to international? Bring in people from all over the world to play Tassa. We're already exporting the Tassa instrument. That means people are playing Tassa outside. I had the privilege of actually sending a Tassa set to a friend of mine in Jamaica. He was from East Indian descent, but he couldn't get, this was many years ago, but he couldn't get a Tassa set at the time, and I managed to get hold of a set for him. So there's people playing Tassa outside. So I would like to issue a little challenge to the association. So next time we hear is the international prize giving that is holding here in the chamber, because the chamber will always be here to hopefully support this organization and any other organizations as well. Because this building is not just here to make money alone, it's also to help and assist organizations. And we sort of look forward to that. So I hope that we could see in the future that we hear there's a band from Guyana, Suriname, the United States, Canada, Japan, coming down here to battle the Trinidadians who could do, and I know we'll probably get a lot of people from India as well coming to tackle these guys, and I'm sure, it's going to be exciting bringing in other people from outside. In the interest of what is taking place in the world, I'll give you the name right now. We could call it the Tassa World Cup, right? Right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So with that being said, thank you very much. I want to congratulate each and every one of the winners here this evening. I want to congratulate the association for doing such a fine job for so many years. Keep up the good work. Keep it up. It's always a pleasure to see so many corporate sponsors being part of an organization like this. And the Couva Chamber will also continue to be a part of what you all are doing. Thank you all very much. And I'll just like to take this opportunity to wish everyone here a bright and prosperous Christmas and a safe and happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mukesh. Ram Singh, President of the Couva Police Chamber of Commerce, for your greetings. As we move on, ladies and gentlemen, with the program, just to indicate some of the hands, Mukesh said he liked the type of rhythm and it attracts the dancers, right? I know about the sweet hand, the dingole, the chowbola, right? The calypso, it have a calypso hand, the steel pan hand, and there are many different hands that is played, the nagara, those are some of the hands that they play. So it's really a very unique piece of instrument that is used to bring out the different types of songs and on the different occasions. So as we move on, ladies and gentlemen, we now call on the official from Curriculum Coordinator for the Visual and Performing Arts of the Ministry of Education, Ms. Marceline Peters, to bring greetings.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Good evening to everyone. Dr. Rai, thank you very much for the invitation. And may I also say all the protocols is observed. Greetings from the Ministry of Education. On behalf of the ministry, we just want to thank the Tassa Rama Association for a steadfast 21 years of competition. They deserve another round of applause for that. In the Ministry of Education, we always want to develop a culturally balanced citizen. In my area of the visual and performing arts, as the students get involved in dance, drama, visual arts, and more importantly, music, it's the way of expression through the arts that build that cultural balance. Cultural relevance is important to make, so our students will be well-rounded. Dr. Rai, yes, Tassa Rama in primary and secondary school for 2023 School Carnival. Let's have a round of applause for that. The MC talk about creating rhythms. Dr. Rai also said so. And this is one of the skills that is enhanced in when you teach music. So I'm happy to hear about that in the competition, that you're able to create. And when you create rhythms, you're using all the skills that you will have to create something new, to bring something new. And this is important in education. So we want to congratulate Dr. Rai and this association for this Tassa Rama competition. I want to congratulate the winners. I want to thank all the corporate sponsors and all the supporters. I work with Dr. Rai when we present the intellectual soca chutney monarch for students in education, and it's always a beautiful thing to see how the young people bring about a kind of a sense of excellence to the arts. And we expect this for the primary and secondary leg of the Tassa Rama. So, Dr. Rai, we're looking forward to it. Skinner Park, yes? 5th of February, is it? I like advertising. So therefore, thank you very much from the Ministry of Education. I thank you very much for this invitation, and we are supporting. So roll up the Tassa. Thank you very much.
Very energetic. Let's give a last round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's the kind of vibrations we need here. Miss Marceline Peters, well done. Thank you. Next, coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we have greetings from the Director of the Economic Research and Planning Unit at the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. Now, after he finishes and when he's socializing, do not ask him if he could get a house for you, all right? He's only representing the Honorable Minister Camille Regis Robinson. So did we welcome him with a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Thank you, Dr. Vijay, for the invitation as well. Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Ms. Sethi Jamraj. Curriculum Coordinator for the Visual Arts, for the Visual and Performing Arts, Ministry of Education, Ms. Marceline Peters. President of the Couva Point Lisa's Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Mukesh Ram Singh. Marketing Manager of Xtra Foods Limited, Mr. Daniel Austin. Point Lisa's Nitrogen Limited, Human Resource Manager, Ms. Lorraine Charles, one of the best protocol lists I've ever heard. I have to get that from you after. Thank you all very much. So good evening. I am a public officer representing the Minister, the Honorable Camille Robinson Regis, but also the Permanent Secretary. So I'm going to stick to the script. The good news is the script is short. So good evening. Again, I have the honor to represent the Honorable Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Camille Robinson Regis, to bring you greetings and best wishes on her behalf. She was going to attend, but at the last minute, matters of state required her urgent attention. As you know, she's a fairly senior member of the cabinet. But as you also know, the minister was pleased to support Tassa Rama. She was quick to support it with a contribution as we celebrate 60 years of independence this year. And our Honorable Minister, as you know, leads that initiative. As we said in our roadmap to recovery, we shall leave no one behind. And that includes, of course, Tassa. So you have our full support. It is also joy for me personally as well to be here at this great event to see who wins some awards. And I'm sure, I hope you all are looking forward to that as well. And it's also a pleasure to know that there are organizations like the Tassa Association that support and promote local culture, and I want to concur with the suggestion that we should go international. This is a tourism product sitting on our hands. So for that, I am thankful, and I'm thankful to be a citizen of this great country where the heart of the nation beats to the Tassa drum. I am thankful that through the work of organizations like yours, the minister has the opportunity to be a part of the Tassa family, I would like to think. And please be assured of our continued support. And on her behalf, again, congratulations to all the winners and best wishes going forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michael Bing. And could you extend our very grateful and appreciative thanks and best wishes to the Minister in supporting the Trinidad and Tobago Tassa Association. At this time, we have the President with us, the Vice President of the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and we'll ask him to come and bring greetings, Mr. Wendell Eversley. A well-known name in Trinidad and Tobago, ladies and gentlemen. He worked so hard that he could hardly see any hair on his head these days. Hard-working gentleman. Let's give him another round of applause.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Human and Resources Manager, Point Leases, Nitrogen Limited, Ms. Lauren Charles. Marketing Manager of Xtra Food Limited, Mr. Daniel Austin. President of the Couva Point Leases Chambers of Commerce, Mr. Mukesh Ram Singh. My good friend, entertainer from the Performing Arts Ministry of Education, Ms. Marceline Peters. Director of Economics Research and Planning in the unit at the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Michael Berg. Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Ms. Sati Jamraj. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very important day for the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago and the Tassa Rama prize giving of 2022. For 2 years, we faced challenges because of the lockdown, and the Tassa competition could not have taken place. But nevertheless, this year, as we say, Taste of Carnival, it was also Taste of the Tassa Rama. I want to say something before I go into what I really want to say. I grew up in a village called Frederick Settlement, Caroni, number 13 Mackenzie Street. When my mother left Port of Spain General Hospital, she took me to 13 Mackenzie Street, Frederick Settlement. It's a community where we see a blend of all different religions. And if you all know Frederick Settlement, Caroni, it borders with Lapai, Harlem, St. Helena. We had a mosque, a temple, a Catholic church, a Presbyterian church. We also had a Baptist church. We had the Seventh-day Church in the community center. And we had people who used to come and give lessons from the Pentecostal faith. I remember going up on Sunday morning, going to the temple in Frederick Settlement on Nark Street. And when I go into the temple, I should take part in the Sunday morning devotion of the Hindu religion. I should take part in the kata, in the puja, in the ramai. And when they had the wedding, I used to take part in the matikura and the lawa. And the tassa was always something embedded in me from a child growing up, from 5 years. I think I was one of the best tassa dancer in Frederick Settlement, Caroni. And when you talk about the rhythm, It used to have my waist going left, right, center. And I think Colin Lucer's composed this song because of my whining, saying 5 cents, 10 cents dollar. But what I want to say today is that I see all governments in Trinidad and Tobago, from Eric Williams to this present Prime Minister, use the Tassa instrument to all their function. But when it's time for respect for the Tassa, I see a lot of disrespect. I see where we have to go begging the Ministry of Culture. If we study how we reach here, each race came with their culture. The indented Indians came with the drum. But the Tassa is something that developed in Trinidad and Tobago. And when I see governments showing total disrespect, when I see what the Tassa players put out, the energy, the might, the will, and then to go, when we go to the government for support, we always begging. But I want to make a plea again. I thank all those who come on board, the sponsors. I wish if you all could come on a bigger way next year. And I wish more sponsors could join in hand. And I went to Tobago for Carnival, Taste of Carnival in Tobago also. And I see what took place on the Saturday for the Juve. I see what took place for the Sunday for the parade of the band. And I felt hurt when I know the Tassa wasn't included in part and parcel of it. And one thing I'm making a vow to, because I'm talking to stakeholders in Tobago, that come 2023, for the Tobago Carnival, the Tassa, which is part of Trinidad and Tobago, must not be left out in the celebration of the Tobago Carnival next year, 2023. So I will be pleading with the Chief Secretary and also for the Secretary of Culture and Tourism in Tobago. Because when I see the Tassa for the Carnival, for Juve, I remember a band, Renegades. I remember also Cataly. And you all remember the famous song Nani Wine by Crazy. And they played the tune for the Panorama. And they become victorious. And if you listen to the part that the Tassa played in making sure that Nani Wine, which was sung by Crazy, and the rhythm of the Tassa, and it be blend with the steel pan, it was something amusing. I remember I in the crowd, and I dancing like a mad when I hear the Tassa play this section with Nani Wine. So in closing, I want to thank all those who sponsored, came on board. And I want to say also again, and I'm calling on the banks in Trinidad and Tobago, Republic Bank, First Citizen, Scotia Bank, Royal Bank. This is part of our culture. And I'm calling on the Prime Minister and the Minister of Tourism, and I'm glad to know that we have the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. Let us make Tassa the second national instrument. Thank you.
Say it as he sees it. Let's put our hands once more. Mr. Wendell Eversley, very dynamic gentleman. I hear you mention about the different banks, but I want to tell you, FCB is with us here today. So we want to welcome Ms. Meera Gagraj, the managing manager of Couva of FCB, and Gail, accompanied by Gail Balkaran. Let's give them a round of applause. These are the people that could make your life better. As we continue with our program, ladies and gentlemen, to bring greetings, and we know it's coming down to the end now, the Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Mrs. Sati Jamraj. Born here and will grow here.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Dr. Vijay Ramlal Rai, President, Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, awardees, good evening. It is my pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of the Honorable Randall Mitchell, Minister of Tourism, Culture and the Arts. I know I am between the entertainment and the prize giving, so I'll try to be short. I am excited to be here to celebrate with you. Tassa plays a significant role in the cultural landscape of our pluralistic society, and the rhythm of the Tassa invokes the feeling of celebration and gatherings with family and friends. Tassa has become an integral part of the cultural patrimony of Trinidad and Tobago, and today we are even more proud that it has risen to prominence in the modern and collective soundscape of the Trinbagonian experience. I thank the Tassa Association on the work you have been doing to boost the Tassa tradition. Our diverse heritage and tradition provide us with the opportunities to promote our destination and allow us to have a competitive advantage. It also allows practitioners to carry on the tradition that has become a significant part of Trinidad and Tobago's cultural and creative industry. I thank you for your service over the past 2 decades. Your organization would have remained steadfast even as the industry was disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. After a 2-year hiatus, the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago has ensured that this cultural tradition remains a vibrant part of our community and our cultural heritage. On behalf of Minister Mitchell and the Ministry, I congratulate the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago and all the winners here today. We at the Ministry are pleased to participate in the 2022 National Tassa Rama Prize Giving Ceremony and celebrate with you your achievement, which showcases the world-class performance. So to share the President of the Chamber, we would like to see an international competition. Each of you serve to ensure that our legacy as a people will live on for future generations through your practice, support, and advocacy. I urge all of you to continue to support the development of the arts and culture in Trinidad and Tobago. You are all the bearers of the tradition and deserve the recognition and reward for your work. My heartfelt congratulations to the Tassa Association and to all the winners and participants. I thank you and enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Sati Jamraj, and please extend our facilitations to the ministers of us. Our guest artist is, whenever rain falls, he have difficulty in coming along. So, he's here? Okay, so is he ready, Batson? 2 minutes? Okay. So I think the greetings we had from everyone was very meaningful, was very interesting to the point, and I think it augurs well for the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago. And as Ms. Jamraj said, that they will like to see a national competition, all right? Sponsored by the Couva Political Chamber. So whilst we await of our artist, very popular guy indeed, we will continue to let you know that, as a matter of fact, we could start with some prizes. I've seen some signal from Agnes, so could you relate that in verbally for me? How efficient and effective Agnes is. So we want to, while we are waiting, we want to recognize again our sponsors, and if it were for their intervention, this prize giving function would not have been the success that it is, and is expected to be rewarding for the players. We want to recognize the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, and as I call their name, we give them a round of applause. The Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, the National Lotteries Control Board, NLCB, Point Lisa's Nitrogen Limited, First Citizen Bank, of course, Xtra Foods Limited, and the Couva Point Lisa Chamber of Commerce. So that's 1 minute gone, Anthony. So we will let you know that prizes that will be given out. The first stage will be the best kata player. So members, you will line up accordingly. Best bass player, best jal player, best foley player, best sounding bass drum, best sounding tassa drum, best cultural depiction, best outstanding player, most entertaining player, most disciplined player, most dramatic tassa band. Could you imagine you have all these in one band? That'd be chaos. And I see they have Richard Raghubar Singh Best Dressed Tassa Band and FCB Dragon Boys Tassa Band. People's Choice. So those are some of the prizes and special prizes that we have to offer. Coming out to entertain you because talk, 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 and no entertainment. And this is a program for entertainers. So bring on stage, ladies and gentlemen, young, talented singer, Anthony Batson.
A pleasant good afternoon to each and every one of you. So much talent, so much wonderful people in your house. Could you please give yourselves a round of applause? So my song is actually a song I did back in January with my good friend, Mr. Nigel Govind. And this one is a message. I see we have a lot of guys, my good friends like Akash and a couple of you in the back. This is one for the guys, right? So Akash, you'll get taking this one.
Drinking so much and ease up my brother. You have a wife and daughter. You's not a bachelor.
Hey, say. There we go. What time? So every time when you drink it is itchy. So she pack up and go on by she family. You wouldn't like if a next man hit your daughter. When you do like for yourself, you shouldn't do it. My brother, stop drinking so much and change your life. Every time you come home, you just hit your wife. You wouldn't like if a next man hit your daughter. When you do like for yourself, you shouldn't do too. My brother, stop drinking so much and ease up, my brother. You have a wife and daughter, you's not a. Hey, say. Every time when you drink, look, you're fighting. Look the neighbors and them, they laughing. Look the children distressed, in danger. All of this happened because of liquor. I'm not saying that you should stop drink, but before you raise your hand, you should stop and think. You wouldn't like if a next man hit your daughter. When you do like for yourself, you shouldn't do too. My brother, stop drinking so much and change your life. Every time you come home, you just hit your wife. You wouldn't like if a next man hit your daughter. When you do like for yourself, you shouldn't do to other. So stop drinking so much and ease up, my brother. You have a wife and daughter, you's not a. So great message, right? They say Chucky singers always singing about rum and woman and negative stuff. Taking this positive song and take the message home with you, right? Every time when you drink, look you're fighting. Look the neighbors and them, they laughing. Look your wife have to borrow from she father to pay out your bills by the bar. Or you need to sit down and reflect where you went wrong. Why she pack up she clothes and she leave and gone. You wouldn't like if a next man hit your daughter. When you do like for yourself, you shouldn't do too. My brother, stop drinking so much and change your life. Every time you come home, you just hit your gosh. You wouldn't like if a next man hit your daughter. When you do like for yourself, you shouldn't do that. You wouldn't like if a next man hit your daughter. When you do like for yourself, you shouldn't do the other. I say. Oratiame. You let me see you clap your hands so. Karake patal, raise the vibes. Raise the vibes. I don't want it. Shake it, shake it. Whatever hit me. We have any Tassa, we have any wangers here? We have any price dancers here? Oratiame dula hake mausi polalage. Karake pata hakadar. Is something that I want it. Mohib. Whatever hini, you gotta represent them. You gotta represent them with. And everybody, wine, turn up your hand, wine, shake it, shake it. Oh, tula haath mein ya patki chuneriya, mat karna dar khode jaise. Well yes, turn up your hand. Oh, hare dulhan ke mein ya patki chuneriya. Matkanadar khore jai ki bahariya. Long time ke ras mil ke ya. Oh, long time ke ras. In the back, let me see ya. Oh, bharwari tore bahiniya ko je chale bata. Oh, ratiya mein dulha ke mausi polal gaye. Karke pata hakrar hai samri bharwari. And everybody, wine, turn up your hands so, just turn up. My good friend from Extra Foods. हरे दुल्हा के मामी घर से न आए हो, सबके करात घरी बाती बई हो. ओ दुल्हा के मामी घर से न आए हो, सबके करात घरी बाती भई हो. नालत के कोई जुगाड़, हर नालत के कोई जुगाड़ है समझी घरवारी. तोरे बहनिया खोजे छली पता. और रतिया में दुल्हा के मौसी बुला लगे, करके पता खदार है समझी घरवारी. बहनिया को ने चले पता समझे भरवाए. May God bless you all. And again, before I leave, all of you here tonight are winners in your own rights, right? So it doesn't matter who won with the first place, second place, third place, best dance, best look, but you all are very, very talented, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony Batson. Let's give him another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know he used to behave so bad at one time. Well, a quiet young boy growing up, you know. Who spoiled your boy? Very decent man and really making a name for himself in the cultural aspect of Trinidad and Tobago. Anthony Batson, ladies and gentlemen. And he have won many, many competitions in the cultural aspect of Trinidad and Tobago in his singing. Let's put our hands together once more for Anthony Batson. And now we come to the prize giving ceremony. First, I want to ask Mr. Peters, Miss Peters, could you join us back on stage for a brief moment? the kind of rhythm you give in your speech, I want you to. Anthony, you will. Okay. So the first prize that we are giving out, the best kata player, goes to TriStar Tassa player Lakram Bajan. So we want to make this as quickly as possible. So the next player is Himat Nanan. So after receiving, you go to that table there and you sign, because auditors have their eyes on everybody here. Right. Best bass player, Himat Nanan. And he's hailing from the Charlie Boys Tassa Band. Best Jal player from Shooting Stars, Nicholas Mohammed. You have to move like you're shooting. All right. Can't be shooting and walking like today, tomorrow. Yeah. Best volley player. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Shooting Stars. Best volley player, Rajendra Ramlogan from Charlie Boys. Thank you very much, Ms. Peters. I want to ask the President, Mr. Ramsingh, to assist us, please. You go on. In his absence, could I take over? All right. So we'll call on let me see, Mr. Bing. Best sound and bass drum, Shane Bola from Fireboys Tassa Band. And he will be followed by Sanjay Suchit from Stallion Youngsters, best sound in Tassa drum. Best cultural depiction, Fit First Citizens, Dragon Boys. First Citizens. Very well sponsored. Come. This is your thing, so make some noise, make some noise. Most outstanding player, Kavita Suku from Young Strikers. I say Kavita. Oh, that place is sad, all you know things as these days. Thank you, Mr. Bing. Please assist us with Sati Jamraj. see speed? See how fast she come up here? And she ain't collecting nothing, eh? The fellas who collecting, they're walking very slow. Most entertaining player, Nat Kishore Rampatap. Most entertaining. If you see style with this man. They playing anything today? Most disciplined Tassaban, Valley Line Tassaban. Most dramatic Tassaban, First Citizen Dragon Boys again. Most promising Tassaban, Stallion Young Strikers. And the best dressed Tassaban, Richard Raghubar Singh, best dressed Tassaban. Richard. FCB, Dragon Boys Tassaban again. FCB is he bound to deal with, boy. They're like they are winners. And the people's choice. One. We have you here so that I know the prices will increase next year. The people's choice goes out to Chatak Shooting Stars Tassaban. Thank you very much indeed. Let's give her a last round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have come to the end of the prize giving ceremony. Is that right? Oh, that is only special prizes. So we now move on to next category. Valley Line Tassaban. I want to ask Mr. Daniel Austin to assist us, please. They say you move with some extra foods. So we move into the band category, right? So the first coming down, we starting going up. Valley Line, Tassaban, all the way from tonight where you come in. Congrats. We move on to Big Stars, Tassaban. The Big Stars, Tassaban. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much, Mr. Extra Foods himself. Okay, so a piece of advertisement, yeah. You work with him? You work with any? Okay, okay. All right. Not tonight. But it's plenty for 20. You sound like Jack Warner, not tonight. Next band, ladies and gentlemen, Young Strikers, Tassa Band. And we ask Miss Lauren Charles from PLNL to assist us. Okay, all right, Crossfire. Thank you very much. I want to call the man who say it as he sees it to assist us, Mr. Eversley. Nice me. Fireboys, Tassa Band. Let's give them a round of applause as I say. We move on to the Rising Tide, Tassa Band. Yeah, thank you. I now call on Dr. Rai. Rai? If you can come here. Hardly have any. Come here. South Trinity Boys Tassa Band. Stallion Youngsters Tassa Band. Right, that's it. Okay, Dr. I. You can't pose too much. Now, we move where the air is real, ladies and gentlemen. The 5 top bands of 2022. Miss Mongal Singh, could you assist us, please? Mrs. Sajida Mongal Singh, yes. Stage production and producer. And this prize goes to Felicity Backroad Tassa Group. The Backroad Boys.
we meet up with our partner. What we gonna do, bring to best. One more day we bless to see the returns to you and me.
We move on now to the fourth place, TriStar Tassa Band.
Whether you from Guyana, whether you from Trinidad, what we gonna do, bring to best.
So all of them had a thing, you know. That was TriStar. We give them a round of applause. Yes, we did. Third place goes, and we call on FCB. Could we have the representative, Ms. Kadraj? And Gail, since it's a big band, you could come up too. Come. Thank you, Ms. Mangerson. And this prize goes to FCB Dragon Boys Tassa Band.
Seductive sounds radio.
Third place. So FCB, it was nice. We actually stand up there twice. Thank you. So the second place goes to, with a lusty round of applause, the Chatak Shooting Stars Tassa Band. Sponsored again by First Citizens Bank. I ask Dr. Rai, Dr. Vijay Rai. And Vijay. Congratulations, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, the band of the year 2022 goes to Charlie Boys Tassa Band. Miss Lauren Charles, could you assist us? This was sponsored by the Point Lisa's Nitrogen Limited Company.
80 wagon. She looking for a four-wheel van. Give me all I can get today, you're saying. Missy hard and get drunk for rattling. Make her leave me for a man with a big, big van. She don't want a 80 wagon. She looking for a four-wheel van.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the champion band for 2022. And you know, the Tassa band was awarded this year with the President Medal, right? So, in the coming years, one of these bands here could be receiving the national award from the President of Trinidad and Tobago. So we have some special appreciation certificates to the adjudicators, and we'll call them very quickly. Bridge Dev Mandev. And we want to thank you very much, sir. He's coming. I find that Ms. Mangal Singh didn't do enough. Could you assist us again, please?
Caribbean girl, let me know where you are. Send me your location and the key to your heart. Cause I really wanna know if you're down with me. Mash up the place, wanna make you my honey. Cause I really wanna know if you're down with me.
And these people played a very integral role in making the decisions. Now, if the decisions didn't go your way, I know they could have come up here with patches on the head, but it looked like we were satisfied with the results, right? But we'll talk that after I commence it. Next one goes to Mukesh Raghu. Mukesh Raghu. Right. We next move on to a very popularly known gentleman, a man who in the culture, a great singer himself, and now doing a human service to the Tassa Association. Mohib Punwasi. I see we had a very dignified gentleman here, Pandit Lloyd Mukram Sirju. He is, I think, the International Relations Officer as well of Trinidad and Tobago. He's not here. Puri Maharaj. Puri Maharaj. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the next prize goes to Ramchan Rajpal Maharaj. Okay, Meera Ramcharita. Karal Lachman. Karal Lachman. Okay, so we want to show appreciation for the sponsors, the people who have made this possible. And we have some lovely plaques. So I'll call So Agnes stealing the show here right now. Okay. So she is going to present it to Ms. Sajida Mangal Singh, stage production and producer for this show. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you very much. Coming up very quickly, Xtra Foods Limited, plenty for 20. Don't come up with your pocket empty. We say thank you very much indeed for your contribution. Point Lisa's Nitrogen Limited. First Citizens Bank. Sabing. Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Sati Jamraj. Okay, sorry to do this, but I know the ladies will love it. Not so much for the gentlemen, but you have to come back up one more time. Miss Sajida Mangal Singh. Colin Dr. Rai. PLNL. Miss Peters. Miss Gajraj. Mr. Bing, and I'll tell you who you'll give it to when you come up here. All right, so I'll call on Mr. Eversley. If you can't hear, you could see here, and you don't have no here, well, you could come here. So you have a choice, and it's something I can't help you with. You could either carry it for the Honorable Minister, or if your lady is, you have that choice to make. All yours. Now I could help you make that choice. If you don't give it to him and say you want to walk, so you have to make that choice. The last one, ladies and gentlemen, goes to culture, tourism, and the arts. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the official end of this all-important exercise. So we're going to roll up the So we must have a little Tassa playing in the Tassa prize giving function, especially from the winning Tassa band. And here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put our hands together as we welcome the champion band, Charlie Boys Tassa Band. Ole heat up the Tassa, Mr. Bisesa. Right. To the rhythmic songs of the Tassa, ladies and gentlemen, the winning Tassa Band, Charlie Boys Tassa Band. Champion Man 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of a very beautiful prize-giving function here this evening. On behalf of the Tassa Association of Trinidad and Tobago, I want to say special thanks to all the sponsors. You have been hearing their names over and over, and I finally want to mention them to you. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, National Lotteries Control Board, Point Lisa's Nitrogen Limited, First Citizen Bank, Xtra Foods Limited, the Trinidad and Tobago Copyright Collection Association, Cultural Judges Association, the Couva Point Lisa's Chamber of Commerce, all the adjudicators, the players, the sponsors, the well-wishers, friends of the association. We say thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time off. Special invited guests, our corporate citizen, pleasant evening. Do have a safe journey home. Please stay and refresh yourselves. I don't know what the president have in store after that, but I know it's something might be very better. So let us stay, relax, enjoy ourselves, and may God continue to bless us, keep us safe, so that we'll have a very holy and merry Christmas and a bright, happy, and safe 2023. God bless. Thank you. See you again in 2023.